that's not to say that you don't want to have the exact pixel height. So that's where we use margin. So we've got margin down here, and what you're about to learn now, as I wrap this intermediate session, is how I use margin to make sure that we've got the exact height on different devices. So what I'm going to do now is show you an effect. So in this case, I'm going to shift this one up more. So let me just do this. So I'm going to go to our effect, right? And see I've got this shift up. And what I can do is actually move this by a percentage or by an actual pixel, right? So what's the difference? Well, if you're shifting up by a percentage, that is an okay strategy, but I don't like that personally, because when our content team adds more text, it shifts up as a percentage of that height. So if that's 100%, it's going to shift it 25% up. I don't like that. I want to work in exact pixels. So this is why when we use like the vertical shift up and down, it's much better off to use actual pixel width. So I'm going to select 100 pixels, and now this is applied, this is shifted it up. But why can't I see it? Well, this is because I'm in design mode, which shows me all of the frames. It knows if this shifts it up, I might not be able to edit. So I go to business mode, and now I can see this particular frame. It's really challenging the space on here. So we've shifted that up. That's pretty cool. But now I'm going to give you a real tip on front-end development. If we've used shift to shift up 100 pixels, why don't you go to the column here, the parent, and why don't we also add 100 pixels in here? So to do this, I'll go to frame and then scroll down, and this is where I'm going to introduce margin. Now what margin does, it adds padding to the outside of the frame, right? This is CSS now, right? So in here I could put in 100 pixels. Now the reason I'm doing 100 pixels is because I've put 100 pixels in here. So now I've shifted up 100 pixels and I've allowed padding of 100 pixels, right? Top tip on using margin. Now shift is only a function of desktop. We don't shift up on mobile by default. So in this case now, I'm only adding margin top 100 pixels to the desktop only. So we've got desktop here, we've got mobile there. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So remember now we talked about using padding, and these are standard padding heights and widths that we've got, but we can control any pixel height with margin. So this is really cool now. We're not going to get into any trouble because we're designing in a really logical way, thinking about everything. So I'm back in business mode now. I can now see that we can see this is shifted up by 100 pixels. It's actually shifted up, and we've had a 100 pixel margin in here. Pretty happy with that. We're looking really nice.